Good afternoon, everybody. We are waiting for a few people, so we should be starting our presentation very soon. Thank you for joining, and we'll just start very soon. Dhruv, can we start?
Sure, in just a minute. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the All-Tac orientation session by IBC Media. Uh, Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very exciting and insightful session lined up for you guys today. So we'll be proceeding with that. If there's any questions, any queries you have, you can use the questions tab over here to post your question, and we'll be glad to answer it. So we have Mr. Praveen Thakur here with us today. So he's the CEO of IBC Media. He has decades worth of experience in the tech industry, and he's worked across different locations across the world in the tech industry. So he'll be taking us through this session today. Welcome, Praveen sir. Floor is all yours.
Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you so much. Is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Thank you so much. And first of all, I want to thank all of you, all our college leadership, SPOCs, and dear students for joining me today. Like Dhruv mentioned, we're trying to do something very special and trying to do something which is going to be, career-changing, things that we are going to be discussing about. IBC Media, as you know, we have had, experience in, something very significant, in terms of contributions to this ecosystem. And when I talk about ecosystem, then I mean about high-tech, space that we right now are kind of working in. So there are certain things which really I will be going into further details later. But then I again wanted to thank you for being a part of this session today, and I'm certain that this will give you a lot of insights about the program that we are conducting, and we are very very excited about that. Conducting in Andhra Pradesh, in Visakhapatnam, Vizag, and before we get into, I have, like Dhruv mentioned, I have spent enormous amount of time in this space, over 25 years. I am an engineering graduate by education. If of course all of you are from engineering stream, and majorly you would appreciate that I am a production engineer by my education, but I have all worked in IT, starting from the mainframe days. If you have come across, this used to be one of the topmost compute devices, in the early, I would say, 80s, and all the big corporations in those days used to have mainframes, to fulfill their business needs. But then, of course, time really has changed, and some of that we will talk about today. From those mainframe era to PC era, to internet era, to mobile era, to blockchain era. I think the time really has changed. The technologies have changed. The way we interact with technologies has changed. The businesses have changed, and this change in the ecosystem, be it business, be it technology, necessitates us to change the way we look at them. And some of the things that we are going to be talking about is very, very fundamental to that, the whole paradigm that we kind of see around us. We are on a very aggressive mission of uh, bridging the gap that the technology evolution brings, and the supply of the talent, the availability of the talent who could work in these high-tech industries. There is still a lot of gap, and we are going to be, in fact, IBC Media is on a mission to close that gap by working with all of you. In fact, we want to thank all of our sponsors: Andhra Pradesh government, Innovative Society, APITA, Andhra Pradesh in Information Technology Academy, Czech Mahindra being our partner in what we are trying to achieve, and the Polkadot being our headline sponsor in everything that we are doing to take this technology to the masses, to the community, to the student community. And we want to thank all of them, and especially we want to thank all the college leadership SPOCs that you have joined today, and the students who really are going to be benefited the most, out of the whole process. So thank you once again, all of you. Let me start today's presentation. So far, Sneha, everything good with respect to the voice and the logistics?
All good for me. Thank you.
So what I'll be talking about today is why we are doing this, and the question arises: what is the need of what we are doing? We will get into a little bit about the context of the space, and we will get a little deeper into the program that IBC Media has come up with, and how exactly we are going to be doing that, and why is it extremely important to understand the context and the benefits which are going to be coming out of this process. So I think we'll be trying to cover all of that. I'll be cognizant of the time that I have been given, and I'll try to do complete justice with that timeline. Before we start, Discord server is something that we use, and this is a place which has all the experts from IBC, all the experts from the blockchain industry, who are continuously monitoring any or all of the questions that our participants have, our partners have, and we try to answer them as quickly as possible, so that this journey becomes smooth, and we are not stuck anywhere. So please join this channel, and if you have any problem in joining this channel server, then I will request my execution team to share the the video that we have created for you to kind of get help from. Um, let's look at what is this industry and the skill industry. How does the skill industry look? And if you look at the technology industry, especially the skill industry, as I was talking earlier, that the technologies have been evolving, and I think that's the law of nature. I think there's nothing new in that. What we are witnessing. But the more important thing uh, is the technology change, what we are witnessing around us. How easy or difficult is for training people to be able to work in this industry, and why should people get attracted towards the technology? Now, one of the important things that comes to my mind is the opportunities with respect to the earning potential, the the expectation with respect to getting an ability to work in the forefront of the changes. Now, you could always work in things which are behind the curtain, but at the same time you could always look at changing and working in a place which determines the direction of the industry. Now, which determines the direction of the society, which determines the direction of the technology usage. And if you look at all the tech stacks, none of these technology stacks, in my opinion, is less important, because all these stacks together create a working environment for the business. Now, be it data engineering, be it the mobility, be it the front end and back end, be it security, and all these aspects are extremely important. But when it comes to working in something which kind of determines the direction of the whole ecosystem, that is where blockchain engineering comes here. Now, when I talk about this, the demand is immense, and while the demand is immense, another important thing is that this industry is changing pretty fast, because if you recall, blockchain was kind of conceptualized with the Bitcoin, the peer-to-peer currency, which kind of got announced in 2008. But then from that point onwards, we are talking about 2022 now, around 14 to 15 years already in this space. But this technology is still in very nascent stage, because there are so many issues that are being uncovered. There are and many issues are being found out in the way this technology is being used for business. So many solutions are also coming. Now, that's how any technology starts, and that's if you go and look at the Gartner's maturity curve, that's how the technologies evolve over a period of time. And if you really ask me, being in the industry for decades, I will say that the blockchain engineering is still in very, very nascent stage. And what it really tells me, that this technology needs sharp minds to come, which is happening. And we want to take this outreach to our next generation to a much, much wider base. Now, this really has not happened. And this is something which is the prime agenda of IBC Media. We'll talk about how exactly we are doing that, but I'm trying to set the context. Why is this so important? Why we cannot afford to miss this, journey and revolution? IBC Media is, very, very clear about what it is doing. We feel that any technology, when you are kind of getting a grasp handle on that, it really has to happen in stages. And these stages are very, very important. These stages need to be progressive. I cannot go and dump, the most complex things that, the technology has to offer on day one of any training session, for that matter. So what we have come up with is very, very progressive, very, very incremental, very, very hand-holding, and very, very, I would say, practice-oriented, practice-oriented, building-oriented program. And if these programs or these hackathons that we're talking about, these come to all of our students at zero cost. And this is something which is one of our, we understand that if we are able to do this program at zero cost for all our students across the country, India will continue or improvise its position in this industry, over a period of time. And that's what is the foundational work IBC Media is trying to do today. Little more on this slide. We have hackathons spaced in time, and all of these hackathons, as I was telling earlier, they are they are maturing, they are progressing towards towards the final stage with respect to the activities that you do and with respect to the outcomes that you achieve. So for example, if you look at hackathon 1, basically we will be orienting you towards toward the technology. We will be creating an awareness at the functional level. Then we will be kind of having you start trying your hands dirty in the tech, right? And then and we will go and continue this for a couple of hackathons, and you will definitely be in a much better shape. And I'll tell you, I have personally programmed quite a lot, and I see that happening. Unless you go and do things yourself, you can watch 10 videos, it will definitely not give you that confidence. What really gives you confidence, that you go and delete your code and rewrite the code. And I have done it 100 times. I'll just go and delete my code and rewrite from line 1 to line 20, and then I'll run it, and then I'll see, okay, where exactly it is failing. And then it really gives you that perspective, which is not possible otherwise. And then of course there are so many things which are there in the industry, which we will be kind of orienting you towards. For example, all these blockchain companies, they have different problems which they want people to solve. They have several grants programs which are helping people come and build on these blockchains, on these platforms. There are several other things. We will be kind of helping you. Once you have acquired these skills, we will be putting you in touch with all these blockchain companies, where you will be able to kind of get the jobs at a salary which really is definitely not possible in the conventional world. And I think these numbers are awesome. What it really just needs is that we need to have the right skill sets. And the question that we are answering here is that how do we give that required skill sets to our students so that they become industry ready. And believe me, we are working with all these blockchain companies, and we understand that there is a sharp gap in what they are looking for and what we are kind of offering them in terms of the skill sets from the community. So there are various interesting things which are happening here. Let's go further in detail what exactly we are talking about. Now, I definitely all of you would already have an appreciation of how exactly this web industry has been transitioning, starting from just being read-only kind of Wikipedia stuff or newspaper reading sites, from a place where you can go and contribute to this internet. Now, that's very important thing, because the moment you start being able to contribute to this internet, then the whole paradigm changed. The whole shopping websites, the whole social media, places that came. And I think that really, in my opinion, that was a very, very fundamental shift in the way internet and the digital world operates. Now, but there were issues there. The issues were that the people who were contributing to this internet, they were not being rewarded, for their contributions. In fact, that is something which really we all have, seen this day in, day out. And this problem is something which really blockchain is trying to solve, where we say that you contribute to the ecosystem and you get rewarded for what you do there. Now, the moment you do this, you are questioning the existence of several third-party entities who have become the bottleneck in terms of these rewards being given or distributed to the people who deserve them, basically. And that is something which really this technology is solving. And I'll give an example. For example, you without naming any portal website, if you go and make content, you get rewarded for your contribution to the extent that the application, the website, they feel. and they could change this logic anytime, I mean, without even asking you. But what we are saying is that, look, if you are the contributor, content contributor, then the maximum reward should come to you. Why should we go to an intermediary person, right? And I think this decision is taken by us as the community owner, and that's something which, again, so all these sessions that we're talking about in these 8 days program in Vizag, all of these things will be discussed, debated, analyzed in much more detail by all industry experts. But for the time being, making it quick, we have something called DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. Now this DAO, what it does, it gives the control. It is like the board of a company in conventional Web 2, where all the critical decisions of the company are taken by the group of people by means of democratic understanding, the voting. Now that's something which is very, very essential. Now I talked about the transactions being verifiable. You could go and trust these transactions. You don't need a third party entity to come and help you in trusting these transactions. That's something very, 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 very critical for all these things. You don't need a governance from outside. You can go and do governance yourself, right? You don't need people's permission to participate and function in these systems. There are several things that really are ultra essential and critical, which not only, in my opinion, which not only changes the way technologies are used, but in my opinion, these aspects change the way the society lives. The way you interact with your the vendors, the way you interact with your bank, the way you interact with your insurance company, and all those aspects are going to be changed. And believe me, people have understood this, and that is where there is so much of traction of building newer and newer stuff, as we talk every day. Let me go to we talked about
Praveen, sorry to jump in. If you could switch off your video, there seems to be a lag. Thank you.
Give me a second. Sneha, let me know if it is any better.
Yeah, thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. So as I was talking about earlier, that the program that we have been working on, we have launched, and in fact we have had a very successful session in Hyderabad a couple of weeks back, and we were able to reach out to 300 people in person on the ground, and the learning process was I would say much beyond what really could be done otherwise. And all these people, and I was personally involved in this, and I can tell from my experience that from the day these students came to the program, and at the end of the program, these students were able to think business. They were able to appreciate the technology. In fact, we got 1,300 plus business ideas which could be done in this space. Now that is a mind-boggling outcome, in my opinion, in just 7 days. And how could we do that? We did this by orienting them, giving them an insight into the business, into the technology, and we kind of worked hand in hand with them in making them understand that how do you come up with business ideas which really are which are going to be transforming the way we live. And believe me, some ideas, and in fact we had these guys, we selected 14 ideas out of all these ideas, and then we made them present these ideas in front of a jury panel, and we were able to shortlist the top 3 most promising ideas. The question that I'm trying to put here, the point that I'm trying to put here is basically that this process works. The only point here is that this has to be done progressively, looking at the awareness level of the students. And all these people right now who were able to come up with solid ideas at the end of 7-8 days, all these kids are working with us in building upon these ideas right now. We have, and I'll talk about some of these programs later, and we in fact we feel very happy about what changes we were able to make and bring into the thinking process of all of our students, in Hyderabad. And these sessions were live cast online, and we were able to reach out to much bigger community there. Let me take brief snapshot about what all exactly we are doing here. And of course, we are a company which is looking at bridging the gap, as I said earlier, between what the industry needs and what it is getting, by coming up with a holistic program composition, which we call Tech Voyage for our students. And this has a combination of three major programs. The first program is on-ground event, where we, based on several parameters, we go and select 300 people who are going to be deeply interacting with us and our expert speakers and mentors during this 8 days program, which we are organizing in Vishakhapatnam from 16th to 23rd of December. Now, this, I can tell you, this is going to be an eye-opening experience for all the students who are going to be there. Now, number two, uh, we are, of course, due to the logistic things, you cannot really, accommodate infinite number of people in these on-ground events. We have a parallel, equally effective program, which is online events. And these online events are, replica, and this goes hand in hand with the on-ground events. And we will be selecting people for online events also, because there also we cannot go and make it infinite. And we will be selecting these people, and they will be going through the process as the on-ground events. So this program will not be less effective than on-ground. Of course, there are some advantages, but I think our endeavor is to make online events as effective as the on-ground event. The third thing, basically what we call continuous education program. We very firmly believe that these 9 days are path breaking, the career changing experiences. Absolutely agreed. But then we need to continuously engage with our participants on a continuous basis, so that the journey continues for them for few more weeks and months, till the time they are able to handle everything independently. And that's where we have come up with a continuous education program, which primarily has three modules, where we refresh the orientations, we get deeper into the technologies once again, and then the third module, we help you build the applications. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, there are possibilities that some of these products which are being built by our participants, they could be next billion-dollar company, and this is not impossible. In fact, our founder Abhishek Pitti has talked about this in some of the past sessions, that it is very, very possible that the way these modules are structured and the way these programs are structured, don't be surprised that you get somebody who creates a massive empire of application, which really is solving some crucial business functions or technology functions today. So I'm pretty excited to announce this to you here. As I was talking about these three events, on ground, online, and the continuous education program, which have their own uniqueness, specialities, and we kind of manage all of these to make them equally efficient, and kind of get the maximum outcome from all these programs. What is something that our colleges will benefit? We have talked about this is a game-changing opportunity for students, and we feel this as our responsibility to bring those changes into the lives of the people. And in fact, in one of the last sessions, Abhishek Pitti was talking about something very similar, that he comes from the background, one of the colleges from the same zone, and the kind of opportunities we used to get in our time, being a part of engineering curriculum, that was pretty limited. And in fact, not to boast about myself, but I have been one of the gold medalists in my engineering college time. But the point I'm saying, that even in spite of all those things, the uh, the opportunities that come, they are pretty limited, and that's something which we want to change for our students. Right now, the day has changed. The opportunities are there. The need is to bring these two ends together. That's what we are trying to do. But at the same time, if I look at, as the college leadership, what exactly I am getting here as the college leadership. So I definitely am promising here that the students, are going to be completely upscaled in terms of the skills in blockchain and Web3. We definitely are certain about that. We are also, considering various appreciations and various participation, I would say participation benefits to the colleges who have the maximum number of people, and we will share some of these details subsequently before the program starts. If the students are participating, what does it really do to the college infrastructure? Because these guys become the ambassadors of the technology. These guys become the ambassadors of the function. And when these guys go back to the college, definitely you create that environment in which people start looking at these things. And believe me, this has got, I would say, staged impacts, from month to month, from year to year, and from semester to semester. Something that, we believe. We also, very, firmly believe that, by working on this program, by helping your students to get what they deserve, you definitely create a branding and recognition for your college. We have something, very interesting, which we call Parent Principal Award. We believe that you principals, you college SPOCs, you, leadership from the college, you are not less than, a parent for all of our students, and whatever actions that you take for them, they are pretty significant for all of our students. So we definitely want to, reward the colleges who are exceeding what exactly, they have the target that they have set for themselves. And finally, last but not the least, is recruitment opportunities. Because see, the recruitment needs skills, and I think I cannot emphasize that enough. That the students, if they have skills, they are in demand everywhere. So we are trying to solve the fundamental issue of skills, in our system, so that recruitment opportunities are absolutely going to be there. In fact, we will be, working on some program right now, which we will discuss later. That, there will be enormous amount of companies, number of companies who will be looking at your students, in terms of, hiring them, if they find that skill, and if we are solving that big if question here by this program. Some of the, things that I wanted to show here about the event that we did in Hyderabad from 22nd to 22nd November. And the numbers are astonishing. 18 19,000, 20,000 students registrations. We were forced to, select 300 out of 7,000 plus students who really participated in a quiz and evaluation process, and we were able to find out the best of the best for on ground. Of course, the rest participated in the, online event there. And these guys were having immersive experience all these 9 days. Then, as I said earlier, 14 teams were in race for the most promising business ideas, and they had to present in front of a panel. Top three ideas got selected, and these guys right now are working on building on the ideas. And I am, keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm very optimistic with the way these guys are working. It's quite possible that you may find something pretty, exciting coming out of this program in terms of, a very successful company. And I think we want to make that happen. I already have talked about it. I will not spend a lot of time on this slide. Education and certification is the prime motto. We have all the programs around it in terms of, 190K, $1,000. You convert in the rupees and you will understand what I'm talking about. There are several hackathon prizes which are announced by all of our sponsors. And our students, building on these projects and these problem statements, they are not only learning the technology, but you are also in the race of winning exciting prizes of 200K, and this prize is still growing. We have our top 10 principal, parent principal awards. We want to recognize all the SPOCs college leadership who are helping us do good to our students. We definitely want to appreciate that. We take that on record. We want to appreciate all the relationship managers, who are helping us reach, and who are helping us make this program successful. So I think there are several things that we are doing, and at the end of the day, it's your objective, it is our objective to make our students industry ready, so that they kind of go and fly from here once they kind of complete their education in your colleges, respective colleges. uh, I'll take few slides here to show you a glimpse of what was the event in Hyderabad looking like, so that you will get an idea about what all happened. So just give me a second, let me play the video. Thank you. I think I'm sure it would have given you some perspectives, because it's in 1 minute. It's very difficult to, capture all the emotions that really went through. Students went through all the learnings that really they went through. All the experiences. But I think it definitely, and I'm pretty excited with all my team here, along with the leadership of IBC Media, that we're going to be repeating the experience, and we will be kind of giving that learning experience to all our students, pretty much. uh, Let me go to the next slide. Some of the interesting, now this is something what I showed you was about 2022 that we did last month. But then we have history of making impacts. And one thing that we had done in 2018 is, it was one of the biggest hackathons and conference in 2018 in the Asia. And it really was having the presence of all that you could talk about, from the industry, from the government, from the media, from attendees, sponsors, whatnot, whatever you can think of. This was an event which really which was, in fact, this event started, triggered the several things that in India, which was not happening at that point in time. So a pretty marquee event in the blockchain history in India, and especially in our context. Let me give you some context, some glimpses of these two conference and hackathons that we did last time, which will give you some context. Please let me start.
Very warm welcome to you all to the inaugural ceremony of the first ever Industry Government Conference, the International Blockchain Congress 2018.
Blockchain of credibility, accuracy, and efficiency of the practices while reducing the risk of fraud.
Another one is not merely a protocol. It's about the ecosystem itself. And this is going to be one of the most powerful organizations that's going to come together to change blockchain forever from India.
Nucleus vision, if you think about it, is a culmination of IoT, blockchain, and machine learning. The Nucleus vision is essentially trying to bring the technology to the masses, and blockchain application being serviced to over 100 plus million customers. In this partnership model with the government, the industry, the private institution, we can really take India to one of the leading blockchain performance in the world today. Government are very keen on bringing forward a center of excellence for blockchain in Goa, and we'd be happy to collaborate on this initiative. We are now building an operating system. It is now redefining the way the IT would be conducted, and more importantly, the way business processes will get conducted. We would be signing an MOU to launch a Telangana blockchain district. We promise that this platform will be 10x the size next year. You will see a major leap from where we are. We thought this is bigger. We will make it large.
I'm sure it definitely would have given you some context of the scale, the vision that we have. And if I say one thing here, that from 2018 to 2022, blockchain world itself, in terms of technology and adoption, in terms of the context, in terms of several things, many things have really changed in last 4 years. And the problem that we are looking at today is very different, and it needs a different mindset kind of to tackle that problem. And the programs that we are coming up with, we have kept those things in mind in terms of the current situation and the rate of these changes, what we talk about, right? So we definitely have are keeping these context very, very active. Before I go further, let me take another 2 minutes to show you the hackathon that we have conducted in 2018, which really gives you an idea about what really this hackathon looked like.
At many weeks of sleepless nights trying to make today happen for you guys. So are we excited?
That's what makes things like hackathons interesting. For anyone who says it's just an event, this is the story that you should now be telling. That this fosters imagination and dreaming. The power of dreaming is what allows people out there to depend on people like you to take us to the next level. In India, it's going to be such a revolution, such a big impact. You guys show, but showing up and sitting here for days and then really going and things, it can transform your life. Some of you guys, I see 5 years, 6 years, 10 years from now, 2 years from now, you'll come up to me and say, remember I was sitting in that room? That's my company. That's my company. That's my company that did some great things in India.
It's just so amazing. I would strongly encourage all of you to continue this conversation with your needs and other things.
It's not about the 2 days that we are going to have, but ensure that the fire continues for weeks and months. It needs to be you guys. It needs to be people like IBC that bring it together. And there is no reason why we can't counter blockchain from here.
First of all, thank all the industry leaders, Rajesh, joining us, and everybody here across 12 states. And we have almost 40 plus mentors in Pakistan for organizing this. I think you've done a fantastic job. Due to this, the public perception on crime is decreasing. Our solution is to bring the whole IPO process onto the blockchain and fully transparent.
So the current tech market in India is about 13 lakh crores, which is 200 million.
Current international trade practices require a lot of duplicate paperwork. Right? Multiple copies are required to verify authenticity. So I really like the idea of having an escrow account that you're creating for the payments. Can the customs department get a heads up? Can you do the customs clearance well in advance using this? We want to unlock India's potential enforcement or sound financial system.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are team Satyamev Jayate, IBC 49, and we are from BBIT. Also, statistics say that 73% of cases in our country right now are unsolved, and among which 36% of cases are just because of evidence tampering.
So I've been here at the IBC hackathon, and I love IBC hack. The IBC hack. The ideas that we saw are pretty interesting, and we will see the interface of academia and industry would start to do wonders in future.
I could see passion, enthusiasm. I think firstly we have to give a huge round of applause to Pankaj and his team. This is one of the finest hackathon I've seen. It's been incredible to see you people taking the new technologies like fish to water. That's really music to yours.
Everything is amazing. A lot of compliments to all of you.
I think when I say that it's really difficult for them to read. Program to like
Yeah, I think thank you for giving us your attention to watch these videos. See, one thing that Abhishek mentioned, and I think I completely agree with him, that this was big. Let's make it large. And when the question comes, let's make it large. Large in what context? That is important. And I think we have really given serious thought about this question. The large has to apply to the reach. The large has to apply to the depth of technology. The large has to apply to the adoption of technology. There are several dimensions which really will make this skill set or this technology applicable to our students, which really, and ultimately the large should mean larger salary packages. Absolutely. And these are extra large, in my opinion, not large. So we had extensive media coverage. I definitely will not spend too much time on this slide. Let me come back to the program. And guys, we are there in Andhra Pradesh, we are there in Vizag, Visakhapatnam, and we are going to make it large for Visakhapatnam. We already have an 8-day agenda, and as I said earlier, this 8-day agenda becomes progressive even if you do not know anything about blockchain. Trust me, when you complete these 8 days, whether on ground or online, you will be something. Now, that something will depend also on how much reciprocation you give in terms of your attention to the program. But let me tell you that the program that I have conceptualized, the IBC Media team has conceptualized, is a progressive program. And please, if you are getting any questions, please feel free to reach out to our team. But then we will be giving you, what all you may need for this journey. Again, so these are the detailed agenda for the different days. The day one being, the orientation, some perspectives from the industry, from the sponsors. Then day two, we get deeper into the blockchain technology. And of course, for this, we have the eminent speakers, the experts. I'll be talking on a few subjects myself, and then we'll take you there. And then we also believe that, changing from the campus to corporate is really a little, I would say all of us have gone through whenever we have completed our engineering or any education for that matter. Getting into the corporate life, we have got a lot of expertise in that. We'll spend some time on that. We'll continue to our deeper insights into the Polkadot ecosystem. Polkadot is our, as I said earlier, Polkadot is our headline sponsor, and we definitely will be spending a lot of time understanding their environment and why are they so important in current blockchain ecosystem. We will spend a lot of time on training our students in terms of coming up with business ideas, keeping the technology in mind, and then we will be helping them mature with these ideas. And finally, I am sure we will be kind of working on many of these ideas in coming up with a viable product, which will be the game changer. Something that I want to make note of here is that it is very important for students who are participating on ground to get their laptop, because without that it becomes very difficult to function. Also, we will be releasing a document a couple of days before the event starts, so that if there are any anything that really needs to be done in your laptop before, for example, some software setup, some Rust installation, etc., etc., so those things are done beforehand, so that you don't waste time when you are on ground there. And one thing also we need help from our college leadership SPOCs is basically when students are first of all, students who are attending this program from the campus, it is always good to have them sit in one place where students will be taking these sessions together. Maybe you could help us in tracking who all are attending these sessions, plus if there is any internet requirement there, etc., etc. So all these things will make the program very, very effective when we kind of go and do that. We also have some governance program in mind, because this is a massive scale program, as you know, and the objective here is to be able to bring that impact in our students' life. And that could only happen if we are governing this program in the right way, such as collecting the right data points at various points, who all are exceeding your expectations, who all are needing help, and we will be kind of helping with you with all those data points, so that you could we could intervene at the right time in terms of making things better. We will also be helping you with all the top performers from your college. We will be having the data points, such as which college is basically for example, which college is doing ultra performant students, for example. Let's gamify this to some extent, and that will really bring a lot of energy into the whole governance process. And finally, of course, there are certifications available, and based on the milestones, based on the criteria we defined, these and I think our outreach team, the head of our alliances and relationship, Ali would have shared with you some documentation, and Ali would kind of talk about them also. But then these things are very, very important from the governance perspective. We talked about these 8 days program, but then, as I said, we very, very seriously we would be continuing with this education, so that the ultimate objective is achieved. It is not for the sake of doing the program, but it is with the intention of bringing that impact in the lives of our students, and that's the whole motive. And if believe me, if we are able to do that, which we will, for sure, we are changing the lives of all of our students, and we need definitely we need your help in kind of going through this audacious journey that we have undertaken. Of course, we will be having some mechanism here, in which we will be reporting with you the data points, as I said earlier, with respect to the the happenings on the ground or online, and then you will take a look at the data, and wherever as required in terms of intervention, you will be kind of taking those interventions and making sure that we get the desired outcome here. Some of the terms of engagement we talked about, like I'll not spend too much time on this, but basically this is a free skilling program. This has been done with a clear intention of making our students much more industry ready that they generally are in the conventional education system. uh, uh, and these are very specific to the up technologies that we are kind of looking at right now. We are kind of upskilling them in those technologies. That's with that intention we are talking about here. There are some certifications, as I talked about. These are all for representative purpose only. But then, yeah, I mean, we definitely wanted to show you that. Some of the roles and responsibilities for all of us in the leadership roles. This makes the program much more effective, such as in outreach. We'll definitely need your help from the relationship managers and the college leadership SPOCs in terms of reaching out to the students, helping us uh, update them with the objectives, because these things are very important in the early days. And then of course, while training, we will be we will be monitoring the we will be providing you with all the data points that you really need to understand what's happening on the ground. But it's always important for us to have your intervention wherever required. And then I think that the same thing applies during the build and submit process, where students are building products, and that's definitely very important stage in the whole process, and where we will need you to understand what's happening there and intervene wherever required. And finally, in the submission reporting as well, because this is where the things are getting closed, and we need you to kind of be a part of the journey, as you have always been helping us. And that will really ensure that the program that we are doing gives the outcome that we all are expecting. So that is pretty much from my side in terms of what I wanted to share today. Before I kind of summarize and take the any question answer, here are 2-3 things that I want to talk about. Number one, this technology is the technology for the future. This technology is growing at a pace which is beyond the imagination of everybody. And why? Because this technology has found its place or its utility in the day-to-day life. And imagine if something gets connected to the mass, if something gets connected to the community at large, then things start happening there. That's what is the case here, because be it finance, be it agriculture, be it insurance, be it music, be it movies, be it games, be it sports, and this technology has got its relevance in solving all the key and fundamental problems in all these spaces. And that is where this technology is getting adoption. Third point, that this technology still hasn't got the talent pool that is required to maintain the pace of innovation that this industry is right now going through. So we need to help by training people, taking this technology to a wider mass, wider community. We call it democratization of the technology. And for that, we are together in this journey, in which you and I, all the college leadership, the relationship management from the state government of Andhra Pradesh, and the institutions of Andhra Pradesh government, such as APITA and Innovation Society, along with our partners such as Tech Mahindra and all of our sponsors, we are together in this journey to make sure that we give the students what they deserve, and a future which is looking upon us. So thank you with all these comments from my side. Sneha, are there any questions that we need to discuss about? Ali, if you really are there in the call, if you want to please give your perspectives, please feel free to do that.
Sure, Praveen. Firstly, Mr. Manoj from APISA and the team from APITA, we would be wholeheartedly looking to thank everybody involved who supporting us to get it to this stage. We understand that the information provided till time has been very concise and precise, but the program is very elaborate, very brilliantly planned by the programs team. We can assure you that once we have the students informed on participation, and we will be sending a form now to all the participants on this call. Kindly have it distributed to all your students, please, so that they can fill in the form, so that they can register, and there is a small assessment in the same form so that they need to fill in, because only the top 300 would be eligible to join the physical classes, uh, and rest would be on online. So if we can request all the people on the call to message their email IDs, that will really help us to send an email, official email inviting them, the college, and the link for the form for the students to register. That's very important, please. And we will ensure that by today evening, we have all the emails sent back to everybody who has given the email ID with the form for the students. And once that form is distributed to the students, once we get their applications, we can screen the top 300, and then we will inform APIS and APITA that these 300 would be invited to the engineering college, and the rest would be online. So I think these are two updates from my side. And I think, Praveen, we can just wait for the question and answers, and we can lead it from here. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Please feel free to put any questions in the Q&A box, and Dhruv, please pick up the questions and please get the answers to them.
Praveen, there is a question. You can hear me?
Yes, Neha, I can hear you.
From Mr. Manoj. It's asked, what's the criteria for selection of the 300 students?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Manoj. So what we are right now, what we have done, we have created a profile form, which Ali will be sharing, or Ali would have already shared. And we have some questions on them to be answered by the students. And based on that, based on the responses, we will be looking at creating the best funded, group, possible there. So hope that answers your question.
There's another question from Mr. Arvind asking if there will be recorded sessions at the end of the day.
So thank you, Mr. Arvind. Thank you for that question, and that's a very important question. So all the events that we do, first of all, these sessions are being live cast. Our online event is, as I was telling earlier, our online event is equally effective. We will have students who are participating in online, either from college campuses or other places. They will have the equal opportunity to participate in the discussions, participate in the idea submission generation, discussions with the mentors, and be as effective as anybody on ground. Now, as I said, due to the logistics and physical considerations, you cannot really have everybody on ground. But once the day is over, all these videos will be, they are available on our YouTube channel for IBC Media. So I'll request my execution team to share the YouTube channel link for IBC Media in the group for people to have access to.
Thank you, Praveen. It's nice to see we have a lot of questions coming our way. There's a question from Miss Anuradha where she's asking if there's any specific expertise or background the student needs to come from to enroll in this hackathon.
So thank you, ma'am, for the question. And again, this is another very interesting question and very important question we consider. Yeah, I think it's always good to have some awareness, but the way we have structured this program, that we will be taking students from day 1 to day 8, in a very, very carefully thought manner, without having any as such specific prerequisites of programming or functional. But at the same time, if somebody has some experience in programming, for example, that always helps. If somebody understands things to some extent, that definitely helps. But I mean, irrespective of that, we will be covering from the most fundamental concepts of blockchain as to how does it function, and then we'll get deeper into the functional and technical aspects. So I hope I have answered your question.
Praveen, there's a question from Mr. Tarun which asks, can offline selected students join the online event if they are unable to attend it offline?
Yes, they could. Definitely they could. But the only thing is that when, say, for example, we are selecting 300 students out of a much larger group, if there is any such situation that arises with you, I will request you to please get in touch with the IBC Media team and let them know, so that if you are not able to make it, somebody, next deserving person joins the offline, because we don't want to kind of we don't want to waste the opportunity for somebody else. So it will be very nice, it will be required if you can just express your inability on time with IBC Media. But you could definitely attend it online, and for that there will be a registration required, which you could do that. Thank you, Sneha. Anything else?
There is a question from Mr. Vasant, and I know you've addressed this during the course of the presentation as well, but I think there's merit in answering this again, Praveen. He would like to know what is the benefit for the students by attending the program. If you could reiterate that, please.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. This is the core. In fact, this program is for the students. So I think everything that we're talking about is for them. Now, whatever I have talked in last 45 minutes to 1 hour basically are the mechanisms to make this happen. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what are students getting? The first thing, they are getting upskilled in one of the most happening technologies that right now we are talking about, because we personally believe, and I personally believe, that this technology is for the future. So it is always important to be looking at future and not looking at something which is not progressive. Number one. Number two, as I said, there are significant amount of job opportunities in this space right now, which need the skill to get those jobs. So we definitely are working towards that. Number three, you are becoming a part of the global blockchain community, where you go and interact and go and meet all the who's and who's of this industry, which really opens your perspective. So the point is that students, definitely they are doing a wonderful job in their curriculum right now, but what we are talking about, can we make them industry ready? And I think this academia and industry relationship has been the core fundamental for any student to flourish and do well. So this is little more customized in the sense that this is related to the technology that we are talking about. And I think this is going to be if you really ask me in one word, one sentence, I will only say that this is career changing, path breaking opportunity for all the students. So I think there is nothing that we cannot really ignore in this particular case. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Praveen. I think that brings us to the end of the question and answer session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, so I see another question, sir. Can we get the link for registration? Absolutely. I'll request my execution team to provide the link for registration. Is it possible to post this, Sneha, here? The profile registration link, if you can share. Ali, we can share this here.
Yes, Praveen, we can. We can share it in the chat window.
Yeah, please share the profile registration, Dhruv, Sneha, here, so that people could use that for filling their profile. And I will request if all the college leadership, SPOCs, RMs, and students, to kind of try to fill this as early as you can. That will help us expedite the process. Just give us a second to our team, and they are posting it. Yeah, and Sneha, I also want the YouTube channel link to be posted here, please.
Sure, Praveen, give us a minute. The YouTube playlist has been posted already.
Thank you. And also please share the registration link.
Praveen, we'll be posting the registration link on the SPOC chats.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got it. Okay. In that case, that's pretty much for now. Thank you again. We do appreciate your participation today, and we firmly believe that together we can make make this program very effective, and I'm sure this is going to be helping our students to a large extent, to a great extent. And guys, we will be here in Vizag very soon. Thank you. Look forward to seeing all of you and make this program bombastic. Thank you so much, and have a great day ahead.